Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. It's January. It's the season for many people. About 50% of people make New Year's resolutions and then promptly give up on them. A university study found that a mere 8% of people actually achieve their New Year's resolutions. Now, whether it's at New Year's or it's any time of year that you set a goal, it's very common that people never reach them. Even when that is concerning life and death. When told by their doctor that they have to make some huge dramatic changes or they're going to be dead in 2 years, over half the people go, give up my life or give up bacon. Give up my life or bacon. Let's have some bacon. Why is that? A huge factor in whether you will reach a goal or throw in the towel comes down to one single word question. Why? Imagine that inside of your mind is a balance scale. One side is labeled why to. The other side is labeled why not to. Now, every time that you are faced with a decision, your mind goes into its repository of information and experience, pulls out a bunch of it that it feels is relevant to that particular situation, places each item on one side of the scale or the other. Different items will have different weights because they are more or less significant to you. And then it balances out, and whichever one comes out heavier, that's the way you'll go. Say there's a cookie in front of you. Now this cookie is your favorite flavor of cookie. That is a why too. You have a New Year's resolution to lose 10 pounds. And that cookie isn't going to help. That is a why not to. But you can taste that cookie already. You're salivating like your Pavlov's dog. It's why too. Then again, you have single-mouthedly been responsible for eating the entire bag of cookies that came before that last one. And that's just since this morning. Gluttony guilt. Ooh, that's a why not to. But it's just one more cookie. It won't make much of a difference, especially after all the rest. And is that cookie singing? Lonely, feeling so lonely, now that I'm all on my own. All right, the scales, they're close, but I'm gonna eat that cookie just so it stops tempting me. And so it goes, day after day, for every decision, often made in a split second. Weigh it out, go in the direction of whatever side weighs heavier. Therefore, in order to achieve any objective, any goal, you need to have heavier, more impactful reasons on that why to side. Otherwise, you'll give up. Something will eventually weigh down a little more on that why not to side, and whoop, goal done. Maybe next year. Now, the heaviest and strongest reasons are emotional. It doesn't matter where on the scale you lie between the feeler and the thinker type of person. We are all emotional creatures to some degree or another, and we make a lot of our decisions based on emotion. And then we rationalize it afterwards with logic so we feel better. We often get derailed from our goals the easiest by emotional roadblocks. And therefore, to reach a goal, you need to have emotional rocket fuel that's going to propel you forward. Now, the bigger, the scarier the objective, the heavier your whys need to be in order for you to that goal to survive and you to persist in its attainment. If you're trying to slay a mighty dragon, or you're wrestling with the biggest, most terrifying inner demons, You need whys so powerful that it will make you cry. Yes, cry. Anything less potent than that, and something will eventually come along, overpower you, and you will give up. Some of the most emotionally powerful motivations involve a for or about other people. For example, you want to eat better and exercise more. Great benefits to yourself. But what about also doing it so that you can be lively and energetic to play with your children and your grandchildren for many years to come and be able to see and witness the significant moments in their lives? Or to live long enough to actually grow old with your spouse and be able to play with them in the meantime. Make sure you write down your whys along with your goals when you're writing those down. We are forgetful creatures, and we need reminders quite often. Before I conclude, I would like to share with you a couple of my whys that are carrying me forward through the muck towards some of my biggest dreams. In my icebreaker, I mentioned that my mother died when I was very young. I believe one day I will get to see her again. And I want to be able to meet her with a smile on my face, feeling that I did well with that precious gift of life that she gave me. I also mentioned that at my funeral, I want a lot of people to be able to say that I positively impacted their life. Every one of those people, even though I haven't even met most of them, is a why. And as much as I'd like to start today charging onto the battlefield to be the one to help other people, the painful to admit fact is that at the moment I am still one of the ones lying wounded and in need of the help. And those powerful whys are what I have to keep in mind all the time so that I will keep fighting on and fighting forward. Whatever it is you're working on, fuel it with powerful whys and make 2016 the best year yet.